NBA Sports TV here, holding it down for the homie King G, the boxologist.
I picked King G to come through and win it all, man. I'm gonna keep it young, man. It's his entertainment factor and his knowledge in general. The way he present his argument and like break down your arguments at the same time. I like his style.
We got King G, the boxologist. So he sounds like he the guy. His name say he the guy. So we gonna see. He already proclaimed himself.
All right, let me go to boxologist. Boxologist, what type of performance you putting on, man?
Man, we trying to tap into Ultra Instinct one time, man. You know what I'm saying? We trying to put that spirit bomb on that boy, blow him up, man.
I'm calling King G the winner by knockout round this motherfucker. I know this didn't just happen. Real dog round this motherfucker.
Hey, King G told us straight up, he said, hey, he my warm up. I'm finna hit him with the spirit bomb in his bitch.
King G came in with a hell of a
he did his thing.
He a hell of a debater.
He did his thing, man.
Boxologist. I'm talking about King G, the boxologist. This monster King G. I'm talking about that monster King G.
But I got boxologist until somebody beat him. I have to see somebody beat him before I pick against him.
He's just not on the level of a King G when it comes to debating, because he had a layup and he couldn't dunk the ball.
Oh, for sure. We got two KG bitches up there and shit like this nigga. You know what I'm saying? This nigga got us deep free. What we gonna do? King G got us both on his goddamn. King G got us both on his goddamn wall, deep free. Ain't gonna lie, I had a 3-0. King G. I had a 3-0. King G.
Okay.
As far as me judging it.
King G, boxologist, was the victor. He took the entire tournament.
King G, what's up, man? Old school King G, the debate champion is in the building, y'all. That's right, the king of boxing debates right now.
Yeah. Now you know who you listening to. Let's talk some boxing.
Canelo and Charlo, bro. Let's talk about some of the news, man. Let's hit this news fight real quick. And then it's one little small topic I want to touch on, man. I want to ask you about, and we can wrap this one up, man. But so the news that the rumors around, man, it hasn't been announced on it. I haven't seen it on BoxRec yet. I hear everybody talking about it, everybody saying it's gonna happen. I haven't seen it on BoxRec, so I really don't stamp anything official unless I see it on BoxRec. But they supposed to be fighting, man, and I think I got Charlo, bro. I got the underdog. I got Charlo. I got Charlo, bro. It looks on paper, Canelo's the bigger man. Real life, Charlo's the bigger man. Charlo is really the bigger man. He's taller. His walking around weight might be even bigger than Canelo's, but I think his range, his reach is longer, and he's hungry, bro. He's the hungry Charlo. He don't back away from no fight. He don't back down from no fight. And it seems to me he gets stronger as the fight goes on. Where his brother may gas out as the fight goes on, but he gets stronger as the fight goes on. And I think Canelo might go in there. If Canelo fight like he fought John Ryder, Charlo beats him hands down.
Absolutely.
Hands down.
I mean, I'm a fan of both dudes, man. I love Canelo and I love Charlo. I'm gonna be fully transparent. I am rooting for Charlo to win, and I want Charlo to win. I'm gonna be fully transparent here, but I do think that Canelo is going to win this fight. I think that Canelo is going to have too much firepower at 168. If the fight was at 160. It could become a little more even, but I think at 168, I think Canelo gonna be like a match. I think he's gonna have more firepower. That's just what I just think. I think it's gonna be like. I think the fight may even look a little bit like when he fought Daniel Jacobs a little bit, kind of like whereas though Daniel Jacobs, when he's seen that speed and that power of Canelo, Daniel Jacobs just kind of like. I'm just gonna go 12 rounds, like type fight. And I'm not saying Charlo is. I think Charlo is more of got a little more dog in him than that. Charlos ain't no. They ain't no chumps.
Nah,
so
not at all.
I'm not saying that Charlo is going to be like, I'm just going to go 12 rounds, but I do think that Charlo is. I don't think he's going to have enough, and I want him to win. I want Charlo to win, and I'm going to bet on Charlo to win.
I think Charlo looks at Canelo the same way. I think he looks at him right now the same way he looked at him when he wanted to fight him when he was fighting at 154. In Charlo's mind, that's the same Canelo. He's got a lot older and he's got a lot slower from his perspective. And when it comes to, I think if it needs to be decisive for Charlo to get a clean decision. I think if it's close, if it's a lot of swing rounds, and it's not decisive, and just kind of like you can kind of pick who you can make an argument for either one. Canelo, he's gonna get the nod. They'll get, if it's going to a decision. Well, I don't see anything other than a decision. I don't think either guy knocks either guy out. What I think would be interesting to find out is how Charlo carries his power up to 168. That's what I'm kind of intrigued to see, because I just don't know. He's a knockout artist at 154, hands down. He's a knockout artist. You know, the way he did the way he made Castano crumble like that, you know what I'm saying? The way he did Lubin. Harrison. He's a true knockout artist now. You know what I'm saying? At first he wasn't like that. But I think getting with his trainer, you know, he kind of ended up becoming a knockout artist, especially with his conditioning. You know, but I think his conditioning is gonna play a major factor in the Canelo fight, and I think he should play it smart and be the boxer until he sees an opening to capitalize on if he hurts Canelo and he try to put that dog out him where he trying to finish him off or whatever. But
the only problem I see with that is though, JERMELL can box, but he's not a cutie. He's not a cutie though, right? He's not like a light-footed boxer. Quickness, head movement. Like he's not that traditional boxer that Floyd Mayweather. That he doesn't have that Sugar Ray Leonard, like I can move my feet like when he fought Duran. He's not that style of boxer, and it's that style of boxer that gives Canelo trouble. That style. JERMELL he's a bit of a flat-footed boxer. He can move, but
you know who he is? He's like a terrible Terry Norris.
Yeah, that's style. That style of boxer, and it's a great style, but it's not the style that Canelo has trouble with. Yeah, so for me, I think if he's going to be the boxer, he needs to come in lighter. Don't try to make the 168 weight limit.
Yeah, come in. What's crazy that you said that, because that's exactly what his trainer said. He said, I don't want him trying to gain all the way up to 168. I want him to be lighter so he can be faster, and that's what he's going to need, because I think he's naturally faster. He's naturally faster. I think that he should come in lighter. And he should focus on angles. Focus on angles. Not too much distance, but angles. Canelo doesn't have the longest arms, so we don't have to worry about distance too much. But not that we don't have to worry about distance, but I feel like Canelo has trouble with angles more than of course, distance. If you're the longer fighter, of course, you use your distance. But I think you're going to have to collaborate the spacing with angles. And I think he should focus on that more than focusing on being fleet of foot. I don't think he should worry about that, trying to do something that's not necessarily characteristic to his style. I think he should implement something that could fit more into his style that he already has. And I think working angles with the distance, I think that would be better than just trying to be an outside boxer and just trying to pick them apart that way. I would agree with you. I think because they're both boxer punchers. True. I just think I think that he should focus on his because Canelo has problem with lateral movement, so
Absolutely.
he should focus more on his ring generalship when he's fighting Canelo, and I think he should concentrate on his, because he's longer than Canelo, so he should concentrate on his range, and he should utilize that pistol jab to the pit of the stomach, the one that he knocked all the wind out of Banana. Remember he fought Banana, he jabbed him in like in the solar plex area. He hit him right here and knocked all the wind out of him. I think if he focuses on using his lateral movement and when the time comes, bam, hit him with that, hit him right in the pit of the stomach. Just keep, with the jab that he got a stabbing jab. And I think him hitting him with that jab, now I don't think it's gonna drop him and take all the wind out of him like it did Banana, but I think it will take a lot of steam off of Canelo, and it will slow Canelo down even more. You know what I'm saying? To where now it's like, okay, it'll get Canelo to stocking him, but he's stocking him and he's moving a lot slower. And I think, Charlo will be able to capitalize off of that if Charlo can get to that body. He got to get to Canelo's body. Canelo got a granite chin. You're not going to knock him out. You can't knock him out.
I'm going to tell you the type of performance that Charlo is going to have to utilize. He's going to have to fight a little bit like Bernard Hopkins. A Bernard Hopkins-esque fight. Angle, jab, tie up. Bernard is real good at tying up. Bernard was good at getting off and not letting you get nothing. So he want to get off, tie up, get off, tie up, get off, tie up. I think that he should focus on tying up Canelo, frustrating Canelo with not letting Canelo get off.
But you think with his see, the thing about B-Hop's style, like if you would have said that about say if it was Andre Ward fighting Canelo, 100% implement the B-Hop style, and because he can do that style. Like I can see Andre Ward implementing a B-Hop type of style to beat a Canelo. The style that Charlo fight, the way he fights, the way I just don't like the close quarters. I feel like him being a smaller man in the ring. I mean, just by mass wise, you know what I'm saying? He's a longer man, but I think mass wise, he's a smaller man. And I think because Canelo, now if you notice, Canelo's getting tired in his fights. He got fatigued in a Ryder fight. He got fatigued in a Bivol fight. He tires out now in his fights to where I think he wants to fight close quarters. He wants you to be right there to be hit. You know what I'm saying? And I think that'll work. Him being close like that, I just feel like it'll work to Canelo's favor. And I just feel like he need to keep his distance, but he needs, you know what I'm saying? He needs to create that space and make sure, like he needs to control the range. That's
what you got to remember though is also
you got to control the range.
He's going up 2 weight classes, right? So he has to carry weight that he's never carried before in a fight by going up 2 weight classes. So therefore, he can tire himself out trying to tire Canelo out.
But you got to look at it like this too, because a lot of times guys, naturally they fight at a smaller weight than they're walking around weight. Sometimes they drain themselves to get down to those weights, which could play into their fatigue. So him fighting at 168, for all we know, Charlo probably walking around at 175. So in this fight, Charlo will have more time. Instead of working on cutting weight, Charlo would just have more time honing his skill set, just sharpen up his tools, and the weight will drop naturally to where now, hey, look, I'm sharp. And I haven't, I don't need to rehydrate or anything. I'm just, I'm saying, I'm sharp, I'm fit, and I didn't have to cut a lot of weight for this fight.
But there's a flip side to that coin. I'm gonna tell you the flip side.
Wouldn't be a big issue, man, if he's cutting, all the way down to 154.
But there's a flip side to that coin. And the flip side is when a fighter has to cut a lot of weight to come in at that lower weight, that fighter is also supremely conditioned. when you have to cut that much weight, man, you be in the fucking best shape of your life sometimes.
Yeah.
So therefore, if you don't have to cut so much weight, you can be a little more lax. Cause I ain't gotta lose those extra pounds. So if I ain't gotta lose those extra pounds, I ain't gotta do that extra mile. I don't have to do that. And so that can affect you in a negative way too.
But I'm gonna tell you. So check this out. I'm gonna give you an example to where a guy fought around his walking around weight, and it worked out beautiful for his career. You know who that is?
Who's that?
Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather really didn't cut weight like that. He really fought 147. He naturally weighed about 151.
But think about it. He also didn't fight out of that weight. He fought in the weight class closest to him. He didn't fight out of that weight. Charlo was fighting out of the weight. He's fighting 2 levels above the weight. But
this how I'm looking at it though. I'm looking at it that Floyd Mayweather was able to focus on his skills, his skill set, and his intangibles in the ring more so than focus on cutting weight. And I feel like going into this fight, Charlo, because he's closer to his walking around weight, has an opportunity to focus more on his skill set and the intangibles that he can bring to the ring instead of focusing on draining himself and getting down to these smaller weight classes. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, the example, it worked out for Floyd. Now I'm not. Am I saying that
Floyd did that over a Floyd? I'm sorry to cut you off, but Floyd did that over a lifetime of his career. Charlo was only doing this for one fight.
Right, but what I'm saying though is, but when Floyd decided to do it, because he couldn't get no bigger. See, I'm talking about Floyd didn't get no bigger than that 147, 151 mark. You know what I'm saying? 152. He didn't get no bigger than that. So that was where he had stopped and was like, you know what? I'll just, you know what I'm saying, hone my skills here and not worry about cutting down, you know what I'm saying, these smaller weight classes like I used to do. And it worked out well for him because now he don't have to worry about draining himself. And like even him going into the Canelo fight, Canelo had to drain himself and then he rehydrated himself way the hell back up to like 175 when he was in that fight. So imagine if Charlo come in smaller, he's not gonna have to worry about rehydration or anything. He's gonna be, I think, and this is, and I'm going off of what you said and what his trainer said. He want him to be smaller, faster, and more conditioned. You know what I'm saying? He don't want him to weigh all the way at 168. He want him to
I think that's a good idea. I think that he should be smaller, faster, and more conditioned. I don't think that he should come in heavier. I think that'd be a good idea.
Right. But I'm just saying he's naturally he the fact that he don't have to drain himself is going to help, is going to be a pro towards his condition, because he's an athlete, bro. He's a conditioned athlete just naturally. He's a natural athlete. So if I don't have to cut weight, shit, I ain't never cut weight. So I don't know how it is, but I know it's strenuous when you're just watching fighters do it. I ain't have to cut weight. I should be more replenished. You know what I'm saying? I should be way more replenished to get in there. And
you're making a good point. You're making a good point.
Because I'm also fighting a guy that has been getting tired and gassing out his last few fights. That's not an opinion. That's what we saw. He's supposed to finish Ryder. Why he didn't finish Ryder? He got tired. He was supposed to beat Bivol. Why he didn't beat Bivol? He got tired.
Oh, no. He wouldn't have beat Bivol even if he wasn't tired.
He probably would have been right. But
that fight was all wrong for him.
Yeah, it was all wrong. It was cherry picked gone wrong. He ended up fighting another Andrade type fighter at a higher weight, trying to duck him. But that's neither here nor there. But man, it's gonna be an interesting fight, bro. It's gonna be an interesting fight, and I'm anxious, and I'm rooting for Charlo, man. I'm rooting for him. I hope he pulls it out because I want to see greatness in this fight, man. But I'm not surprised at all if Canelo gets the win.
Can you imagine if Charlo stops Canelo? Could you imagine that? Could you?
Hey, bro, I'm gonna go cross-eyed.
Yo, could you imagine that? Can you imagine if Charlo Canelo?
Bro,
could you imagine that?
That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. And here's the thing. So we kind of look at that fight the same way. We kind of rooting for Charlo, but we not surprised if Canelo gets the win in that fight. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, I think both fighters are capable of beating both fighters if we just gonna keep it a G.
Absolutely.
But